Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, doing the Blood and Wine DLC. Well, I had started another stream earlier, and then the game crashed. So I had to do some stuff over again, which was pretty annoying. But in the meantime, what I did was I went back to the I went back over to a armor. And so I got a whole bunch of quests for treasure hunting, basically, to find the Grandmaster schemes for all of the different types of Witcher armor. And then stupidly, I thought the only one that I could do for some reason, I don't know why, was Griffin armor. Look at the stars in the sky. But I'd spent a ton of money on putting stuff together to do Griffin armor, and I could have just focused on finding the blueprints and then, or schematics rather, and getting the Manticore armor put together. So, whoops. So I'm almost broke again. But that's okay, because we put money together pretty quick in this game. Now, let's move on to this soiree.
Late. Why does that not surprise me?
I have to find her now.
Well, well. I did not expect you to have such a sense of style. Not all bad. Nothing like a budding artist, of course, but just one other detail. Here, put it on.
A mask?
All who attend the Mandragora soiree wear them. If you have one on, no one asks who you are.
Okay.
Let's go. Soiree started.
Mm-hmm. Wise of you to hide your weapons. They'd not have let us in otherwise, that's certain.
I'd actually forgot to put on my mask.
How do we find the Cintrian? Have you a plan?
Key is not to spook him. Need to ask after his partner, Cecilia, first. Less likely to raise suspicions. Soon as we find her, we find him. Especially since he might be expecting us.
What do you mean?
Ran into some of his thugs in town. Knew who I was. Had it in for me.
Right. Right you are. We must proceed with caution. Come, it's our turn.
Madame, Monsieur, an extraordinary pleasure to welcome you to the Mandragora's soiree. Tonight, I particularly recommend you direct your attention to the performances prepared by artists of our community.
Tell us about these performances.
This evening, the Mandragora has the honor to present 3 superb displays of artistry. The first was a concert by Cecilia Belont, a singer whose voice, were it stone, would surely be a diamond. Sadly, Mademoiselle Cecilia has sung.
Shame. We would have loved to hear her.
Luckily, you are in time to see the great Calesti, a master of visual illusions, come to us from far off Afir.
Visual illusions. Interesting. And the third artist?
The third and fourth, for they are a duo, are the Tuven brothers, presenting their newest pantomime.
Oh, goody.
We were really hoping to meet Cecilia Belont.
You are admirers, I surmise. I'm certain you will have ample opportunity to converse with her.
It cannot be easy to identify anyone in this crowd. Perhaps you could help us find her.
I don't know where she is now, but I can give you a clue.
Let's hear it.
Seek the Kaveri orchid.
Meaning?
Cecilia wears one in her hair. You shall recognize her easily by the orchid.
Well, well. Dandelion's always complaining about artists being poor as temple mice.
The residence belongs to none of them. They are guests here. Oriana, she owns this. Woman in the black dress. There, on the balcony.
Got her. Doesn't wear a mask?
It would be pointless. All would know her anyway.
Koviri Orchid. Let's look for it. If we find Cecilia, we'll find the Centrian.
Alrighty. Take place in the entertainments. Okay, stop. What are you doing? We're definitely going to take place. Hello.
Put your own house in order first.
What?
Do you fear taking a bath?
Wow, fuck you.
Please do not disturb.
Go on, Geralt, be bold. Show us the artist in you. The paintballs, cast them at the canvas.
Come, toss some good folk. Yet another soul longing to express its creative side.
Well, you are not at home?
What am I supposed to do?
Silence. The artist must focus. I got it. It's the Sorito.
It's not a lab station, Clem. It's a manifestation of the man's soul.
Blue blood is all I see. That green, lush and verdant as a field of vines. To vines and to wine! Should you tire of these hues, drop them in the pail and grab a different.
Not entirely sure what I'm doing here, guys, but, you know. Whatever.
Scarlet, crimson foxglove, ice lips, full sensual heart. The free a strong sucking soul requires quite precision. Quite the noble country. Splendid. The sky over Toussaint before its storm. Please do not disturb.
Or a deeply internalized fear of intimacy.
Yellow. Why ever yellow?
It's obvious. It represents transgression in its purest form.
I love people trying to translate what I'm doing.
Voila! Fine. Now, allow me a moment to ponder. My appraisal? The painting depicts spiritual dualism. The continual battle between good and evil. And defiance.
Oh yes, that's him all right. Good versus evil.
Yeah,
Dualistic nature of man.
And defiance.
that's right. See? Alright, let's move away from that.
Must be someone famous, I tell you. Such talent.
Uh-huh, I am talented, alright. I can throw.
Would I ever love to
Oh, wait.
maintain? It's a shame he didn't come again.
Need I remind you that neither did you.
Was there something I missed over here? Or is that above?
This painting, it's rather... It's very... What's that? This is... Let's go. Your words as you've made no effort to understand. It's a metaphor of the constant power and influence. The great one.
So I don't want to find her too fast because I want to do these different
blah, blah. Avant-garde, schmavant-garde. It's all about two things. Coin and copulation.
Uh-oh. The besotted witcher. Uh-oh.
Pretentious. I was prepared for all sorts of criticism, but... Blah, blah, blah. Avant-garde, schmavant-garde. It's all about two things.
What's up, Julie?
And copulation.
Yeah, I thought my painting was pretty cool. That was all right.
Pretentious. I was prepared for all sorts of criticism.
Look at the mage. I believe he's casting spells.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. He's doing cool stuff.
Ah, how beautiful.
Okay, but exactly how am I participating here?
The dolphins. That is no ordinary illusion. The man is a true artist.
Impressive.
Okay.
It's an outrage. Cecilia never should have performed tonight. We are busy. We wish to be alone. Please, leave.
Ah, wow. Okay, you guys are... So what are the other things I'm supposed to take place in? I'm not...
Are you sure it's an original?
Alright, we'll take the fish. Am I supposed to go up top and... the people above me that I'm supposed to be talking to? Ah. Yay, the great Geralt has gotten involved in the pantomimes. Yay.
Need I remind you that neither did you?
I'm really struggling to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing here. Because I'm looking at... Alright, so I've highlighted search the alcoves for a woman with the orchid in her hair. Well, that's what not what I'm looking for. Take part in soirees entertainments. Well, what?
It's very bloody colorful. That's what.
Oh.
Absinthe, the preferred hooch of artists.
Oh, that's good.
It's a pretty powerful punch.
I've built up a pretty powerful resistance.
We've built up a pretty powerful resistance, and yet we are sloshed already.
The great one. He's a dance.
Alright, so... Alright, so again, here's like the little alcoves, and I feel like I want to avoid them. And just look for the independent little circles.
Look, lanterns. They say releasing them brings good luck.
Alright, what have we here? Eggnog.
Fine. Let's give it a try.
Never suspected you believed in such things.
Whee! Goodbye, lantern. Those are actually really, really cool. Let's send another one away. Bye-bye. Fly away.
But what if it doesn't come?
He'll definitely come. Don't worry.
How can you be so sure?
Bravo, dearest. Trust me. He promised me he'd meet with you.
Alright, so... Oh, I can actually go in here. Hi. How's it going, bodyguard? So I guess I can't just stroll through here. Let's go, Henrietta.
Aren't they even? Because the right cuff seems somewhat higher to me.
Oh, okay, so I participated in all things I can participate in. Now we'll just look for...
Blah, blah, blah. Avant-garde, schmavant-garde. It's all about two things.
Yeah. Clearly she's not in there. So, possibly on the other side.
As for that stipend, I'm sure you
Might as well just steal from these people, right? Julius is saying, have you got to find anyone or something? Yeah, there's a woman with a Koviri orchid in her hair, and that's who we have to find now.
trust me. I shall have a word with Oriana. We are busy.
I don't care. It's not her. But she's
We
supposed
wish
to be
alone.
in here.
Please, leave.
I'm leaving. You chill out.
Sure, it's an original.
My employer swears it.
I'm guessing it would be her.
Leave us be.
Or not.
Please leave.
You don't have a
This
orchid
is
in your
a
hair?
private alcove.
Okay. It's a private alcove. Yeah. What have we in here? Yeah, so...
Cecilia never should.
Then where the hell is she? She's got to be in one of these, and
Many highly qualified candidates.
I can't...
Sure, it's an original.
My employer swears it.
Leave us be.
I'm just trying to get a better look at her. So it's definitely not her. She doesn't have anything in her hair. What's going on, Bill?
It seems someone decided on
We are busy.
And it's not her because she doesn't have anything in her hair except for... She doesn't have a flower in her hair.
We wish to be alone. Please.
Nah. We wish to be alone. Shut up. And again, there's nobody at all in here. So let's try the other side again. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, she could be anyone, but it's saying to search the alcoves. But for some reason, it won't let me talk to anyone else. There's nobody in here. Henrietta's just in the way. How you doing, Bill?
Blah, blah, blah. Avant-garde schmack intentions. I was prepared for all
That guy has nothing to say that's of any use.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. How did I not walk in here before? Oh, my God. I walked by that room like 10, 20 times.
Do not disturb. Shoo, shoo.
Children, avert your eyes.
Flower.
There are boobies.
Of course it is. A Koviri orchid lends just the right
Doing all right,
contrast
Bill.
to her complexion.
Need to talk to your model. It'll only take a minute.
To me?
Lie still. You may speak, but for love's sake, do not move.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. It's like you walk by the same spot 100 times not realizing, oh, I haven't been in there yet.
Wow. Impressive portrait.
I know the style, the stroke. This is Dorian Velez.
The gracious lady has heard of me?
I've heard Anna Henrietta herself wished you to paint her portrait once.
At one point, the palace chamberlain even wrote to me, but alas, ultimately refused my terms.
What was the matter?
When he learnt I only ever paint nudes, he severed all contact. He said he would not dare offend her illustrious highness with such a proposition. I've always longed to paint her. Such a shame.
I think you may still get your chance.
Uh-oh.
We came here to meet you, specifically.
To meet me? But why?
Centrian noble you came here with. Wanted to ask you about him.
Centrian noble. Ah! You must think I'm Cecilia.
What, you're
Orchid,
not?
Confused me.
I told you not to move!
As she concluded her performance, Cecilia tossed the flower into the crowd. I caught it, but I did see the nobleman.
Really like to talk to him. What did he look like?
Like many here. Tall, dark, masked.
Know
Damn.
where he might be now?
He gave Cecilia a small gift, a heart-shaped box. Then they strolled off together towards the refreshment tables.
Excuse me, madame, monsieur, I cannot work like this. You must leave now.
Alright. Bill saying, ran into the tax guy in Oxenfurt today. Trying to remember what the tax guy was. It's been a while. Alright, let's look for... I was just here. Oh, what's this?
Someone left their loot behind. Looks a little like dandelions.
This was scratched. Someone beat him with it once.
Empty heart-shaped box. Cecilia must have left it behind.
It looks like it held a flask of perfume. A gift from the Cintrian, I imagine.
Scent
Alright.
hangs in the air. Let's follow it.
Yes, let's follow it. She can't possibly follow it, but, you know. Look at my work of art. Look at my amazing work of art. My colored polka dots.
The great one. But he's a dancer.
What's with the wandering back and forth? Is she drunk? I mean, it's possible. It's possible. They probably lit some lamps. Now, let me guess, we're going into a room with the bodyguard.
But what if he doesn't come?
They'll definitely come. Don't worry.
How can you be so sure?
Brother dearest.
Hello, bodyguard, remember me?
Sorry, only artists in the Mandragora allowed.
Come. We must consider what to do.
Julie's got the first offer going for my
Is that voice anywhere?
amazing painting.
You must be mistaking me for someone else.
I served 15 years in the palace. Your Grace, I'd not mistake you for anyone.
Shh. Not so loud.
What's going on, paraphernalia? Welcome back.
On state business.
Yes, Your Grace. How may I serve?
Yeah, Bill, like that's what I did. This is the last one for me too. It's awesome. It's so good. It really is.
I hope we can count on your discretion.
Of course. I shall be silent as the grave.
Looking for Cecilia Bellant. Seen her?
She's in her dressing room, where she went with a nobleman. They clearly were drawn to each other.
What did the man look like?
Tall, broad-shouldered, a black beard peeping out from under his mask, and he spoke with a foreign accent, a drawl of sorts.
That would be the guy.
We must get to the dressing room, quickly.
Yes, Your Grace. I'll take you.
No, stay here. Anyone tries to flee, you stop them.
Understood.
Alright, now get the hell out of the way.
Quickly, upstairs.
Follow the scent. Don't really need to follow the scent. Kind of only one way to go. Well, maybe not. Uh-oh.
That must be Cecilia.
It's not good.
No pulse. We're too late.
He slit her throat. The brute.
Didn't go out the door. Guard would have noticed. Might still be somewhere here.
You must find him before he harms another. I shall alert Oriana at once. She should bring her soiree to a close.
Shouldn't split up.
Geralt, I will be fine.
No, you
Go
won't.
after that rogue. I shall fetch help.
You'll be fine. What, are you a witcher? No. I'm a witcher.
Killed her, then went out on the balcony. Bloody handprint. It's his.
Well, yeah.
Tore down the door. Made a platform. Clever. Must be pretty strong, too.
Alright, well, he didn't go around the corner. Alright, let's examine that without
Broke the
running all
floor
over.
while moving the door, then stepped in the soil.
Oops! Alright, well, let's...
Footprints, made by soiled boots.
Yeah, we guessed that, Geralt.
Must have climbed this ladder.
Guess we're gonna do the same. Oh yeah, nothing good is gonna come of this. This has got bad news written all over it.
Could still be here. Need to stay alert. Smashed mirror. Someone crashed into it hard, then sank to the floor.
So he got into a scuffle in here, in other words? Yes, I'm robbing this whole place. Before we look at the all the clues, let's seal everything that we possibly can. Because, you know, we're cool like that. Alright. So lots of clues to see in here. Let's go over here first.
Jewelry box. Lock's busted. Picked open, probably.
Paraphernalia saying the detail on the costumes is simply awesome. Oh my god. No joke. Like, just look at that. Like, it actually looks like it's embossed. It's just incredible.
Links of a snapped chain. Jewel must have been on it.
Oh, we'll be taking
Precious
that.
stone. Bloody fingerprint on it. Thief came for this. Must have. Tiny chain links next to it. From a snapped necklace. Seems there was a struggle. Bloodstains.
Bloodstains. Good song by the band Agent Orange. Which I recommend anyone to look up on YouTube, because it's a good tune.
Empty inkwell. Knocked over, turned toward the room. canvas is cut. Somebody took a knife to the painting, looks like.
And there's a knife.
Hunting knife, richly ornamented. Used during the fight, probably.
Probably. Alright.
Looks valuable, but it's not what he came for.
But I could use those pearls. Let me take it.
Sconce is bent, smeared with blood. Someone try to grab it?
Sima Singer, what's going on? Sima is saying, I love BioShock and Fallout. Should I buy this? I mean, if you like role-playing games, then, you know, like Fallout is, you know, it's basically a role-playing game. If you like fantasy settings, like Elder Scrolls and stuff, then I would definitely say to get this. And yeah, like Bill just said, I think it's better than both of them. And mind you, I'm not as into BioShock, but that's just because I really haven't played much of it. But I love Fallout. However, this game, Witcher 3, is amazing. This game is absolutely amazing. And you can get what I have, the Ultimate Edition. You can get the Ultimate Edition real cheap right now because it's been out for so long.
Blood on the window frame. Someone climb out? Fall out?
Are we gonna put the whole scenario
Jewel was
together?
in the box, it seems. Centurion tried to steal it, but someone got in his way.
Plus, you were gonna play this game for hours and hours and hours.
Flying out the window. Fall had to have killed them. Jewel's still here, though, so our Centurion must have been the flyer.
What's up, Ren? Oh, okay.
So, this is the tracker. A Witcher, yes?
Indeed, this is him. We found the body together. Then he set off in pursuit of the killer.
And ended up here, but I've only found evidence of a fight. Seems the Centurions killed his last.
Absolutely,
Finally failed
Sima.
this time. Shame it happened too late for Cecilia.
Poor girl. Always told her she chose her males badly. But I would never have suspected she could arrive with a murderer.
I'll alert the staff. Have them see to her body at once. Meanwhile, we should sit. I will tell you everything in full detail.
Like, let me put it this way, Sima. Like, this DLC alone feels like its own full game. Like, there's so much already that I've done in this.
Attempting to burgle, rifling
And
through
it's just,
possessions.
it's just an additional DLC. It's not even the whole game.
There was no time. I feared he'd escape, refused to give him the chance. He stood with his back to me, so I attacked. He struck his head on a picture frame as we struggled. He was bleeding, dazed, and then he drew a knife. Everything happened very quickly then. I knocked the weapon out of his hand and pushed him hard. He
fell out of the window.
Just so.
And then he flew away. Bill's saying that I have almost 300 hours in and still not done. Yeah, it's easy to sink that much time into this game. Very easy. There's so much to do. And what's crazy is, like, in Novigrad, I think there's like one, like, question mark thing left that I have to find. I think it's just like there's like treasure in a river or something. But just wandering around, there's so much little things to uncover. It's crazy.
None too wise picking a fight with an armed robber.
Why? Because I'm a woman, in a frock rather than plate. I can take care of myself, I assure you.
A hairpin might look like mere ornament, but plunged into an eye, it can be as effective as a blade.
Oh, I like her.
Claim the man was trying to rob you when you walked into the room?
Yes. He stood over my dressing table, pouring through my jewelry.
Mm-hmm. After this is my guess. Picked it up while searching.
Why, that's the heart of Toussaint. Oriana, how did you ever come to have it?
I bought it, many years ago, from a young woman.
Okay.
Jewel seems important. Why?
The heart is an heirloom. It belonged to my family for years. Then it disappeared. I didn't think we would ever recover it.
Seems someone is very determined to find it. The thief left his tool bag behind. Found this drawing inside it. Look.
Yeah, you definitely get way more than just playing a game out of this.
The Heart of Toussaint. Representation's pretty faithful. Centurion must have been on a job. Got very clear instructions what to look for.
So it is not him we seek, but his employer. Is this the only evidence we found?
Also happened on the weapon he attacked Oriana with. Hunting knife. Used to skin game. Got an emblem on its hilt.
This crest is used by the Lords of Duntine. The present master of the castle is a passionate hunter. Our next lead, perhaps.
Sim, right, gotta go do my dad chores that I'm gonna download. I hear you. Yeah, like we've all said, this game is great, man. It's so worth it. And if you like Fallout, and you know how when you're playing Fallout and you're just wandering around, you're finding all these little side quests, and there's like, you know, all these little things hidden away to do and see and investigate. Like, this game has like 10 times as much as I've seen in Fallout. It's crazy. It's crazy. So you'll totally enjoy it. But anyway, thanks for jumping in, man. Appreciate you watching and saying hello and being in the chat. Alright, so what is Duntine?
Duntine. Remember the place. Abandoned ruin just a few years ago.
More recently, the family's last heir, Roderick, returned to his ancestral seat and restored the castle.
Know any more about this Roderick?
His grandfather was an advisor to Queen Ademarta. The family received those lands as a grant for his service. Roderick is quite the recluse. He avoids society, preferring the company of a small team of knights, though the latter term is imprecise, as they seem more akin to vandals with crests on their shields.
Oriana, everything we discussed here, hope you'll keep it to yourself. Counting on it, in fact. Word gets out he, failed in his attempt to steal the jewel. His employer could run. We need to proceed cautiously.
Discretion is in the interest of us all. I'll not ask what this is about, just as I expect not to be troubled about it again. By anyone.
Forgive me, Madam Oriana, but might I have a word?
You must excuse me a moment.
Yeah, you can get this game dirt cheap now.
Oriana, any thoughts?
Few make me feel awkward, but in her presence, I sense anxiety, discomfort.
The drawing. It's on the same type of paper the victims' names were written on. Drawn with the same ink, too. Seems the work of our blackmailers.
Who were not only behind the beast's murders, but also stole the Son Real and sought to steal the heart of Toussaint.
Look, the wine, the jewel, both tied to you intrinsically. Coincidence? Not something I'm willing to believe. Worried about one thing. That somewhere at the end of this scheme, plan might call for an attempt on your life.
It could be something else altogether.
Probably not.
My sister, Siana, might be among the schemers. She left court when we were children. My parents banished her from the duchy. I've not seen her since.
Yeah, it's a great deal. I mean, I got the Ultimate Edition. I think it was only like 22 bucks, something like that.
Think your sister might be involved? Why?
You see, I recall her always being rather possessive, throwing jealous fits if I had something she didn't.
Here, that's normal for sisters. Rivalry.
True. I suppose I gave as good as I got. There are times I miss that very much. The wine, its theft, was the first clue. That's very much like her. She always did enjoy stealing my toys, but I grew almost certain when I saw the heart of Toussaint. Siana received it from father as a gift. At a time when my parents thought of her as but an ill-behaved little girl, someone wanted some of my wine. The same someone ordered our family jewels stolen, or recovered. It's my sister. It must be.
A fallen princess satisfying whims, going after lost luxuries? Could be right.
And yeah, I completely agree. I mean, it's one of those things, like, I've enjoyed, and again, this is my first time playing through this game, and even on my own time, I've just enjoyed, just, you know, if I had like 20 minutes or something, you know, to kill, not enough time to put in as a, you know, to live stream, but just enough time to kind of fool around and, you know, just do something minor. Like, I've enjoyed just running across the landscape and just seeing what I run into. And the fighting, the combat system for the most part is, once I got the hang of it, like, it works really well. It's fun to fight, you know, and it's fun to try to tackle things, try to find bigger monsters, and, you know, all the creature designs are awesome. You know, it's one of those games that really encourages you to explore every square inch that you can, just because it's that well done. Just because it's made so well that it's like you don't want to miss anything.
What did your sister do to get banished?
Siana was cursed.
Parents run afoul of some mage?
No. She was born at an inopportune moment. They said she was touched by the curse of the Black Sun. Geralt, is it true? Can an individual be evil because they were born during the wrong lunar phase?
Could be the case. Could also be because they were treated like lepers from birth. Isolated, prodded, ostracized.
Yep.
Couldn't have had it easy, Siana.
She was angry at the whole world. She felt inferior, felt pain, though she masked this with confidence, arrogance even. She could also be cruel at times. I recall one such situation. She persuaded Cedric the Coolbird that she could see the future in her dreams. We were children, and Cedric's brother was smitten with me. It was an innocent childhood crush. Siana knew of it. She told
The soundtrack's
Cedric of a
amazing.
dream she had, that he would die at the hands of his own brother. Cedric stole his father's sword and killed his brother.
Oh, jeez.
She destroyed 2 lives with a prank. Cedric mourns to this day. In the end, they forced her to leave the palace. A decade passed. More. I've missed her terribly since. Your mission has gained new import. You must go to Dun Tyne, and if Siana is there, you must find her. No matter what she did, she is not to be harmed in any way, shape, or form. You must make sure of that.
Well, I can't really promise. Yeah, and you know, I don't remember if you guys were in the chat when we discussed this before, but we were talking about, and I mean, this goes back weeks, but we had a conversation, me and whoever else was on, about how, you know, video games are, they're works of art. Like, you know, people who don't appreciate video games and they just kind of downplay them. It's like, oh, it's just games, it rots the brain, and they're stupid, childish things. Like, they don't appreciate what goes into these, and, you know, all of the hard work. And yeah, it's art. It's pure art. Not just the rendering of characters and rendering of landscape, but to listen to the music that goes into it, the writing that goes into it, the actual art that goes into it. You know, there's so much hard work. I mean, there's hundreds of people that go into, you know, that bust their asses to make these games, and the production, you know, the result is literally a work of art, you know, and it's incredible. And when you have something like this, as you guys have said, it's a masterpiece. It transcends movies. It transcends, books, because with, books you can read it and you can let your imagination. But here you're actually playing it and experiencing and controlling this world and the characters within it. So you get to completely immerse yourself into this world of fantasy.
Can't guarantee her safety, unfortunately. Especially if she's one of those responsible for these crimes.
Witcher, that was not a request.
Your Grace, Geralt, I'd like to introduce...
Regis! What a surprise!
Hey!
I had no idea you were in Beauclair. And this is...
Oh, look who he brought with him.
My very dear friend, Detlef van der Eretain, an arrival from Nazaire. We are lending our combined resources to the Witcher's hunt.
Ah, yes. Splendid. But why are you here at Oriana's?
They came to pay me a surprise visit, so I invited
Regis
in
is
for
awesome.
a glass of wine. We've known each other for... ages. Literally. Witcher, I hear you know Regis too. Even that you are friends.
Few I can rely on like I can on Regis. Kinda hoping he thinks the same of me.
Curious. It seems opposites really do attract.
Don't be fooled, dear. Geralt has many merits. He merely hides them from the world very diligently.
You said you're both aiding him with his contract. It involves the Beast of Beauclair, I suspect. Master Witcher, maybe you could satisfy my curiosity. What's it like going toe-to-toe with a monster, knowing you've only two options, to kill or be killed?
Despite what you might have heard, I don't lunge at every monster I see sword in hand. Talking gets the job done for some.
I wonder what a monster might have to say.
Man, this dinner got
Might
tense.
want to apologize.
My word. For what might a monster wish to apologize to a Witcher?
For killing. Though at times there is no choice, when loved ones are at risk and require protection.
Same as humans. Put them in that situation, they'll kill too.
You understand this. It must be why you and Regis are friends. If I understand you correctly, you would rather help a monster than kill it.
If possible, yeah. Or at least try.
Enough about the Witcher trait for now. Regis mentioned you come from Nazaire. I spent time there as a child.
Fond memories?
I love
It was
the atmosphere of this
I
discussion.
was positively entranced by the land's fashions. Deep-cut dresses I found
And the
most
music is
fascinating.
really
I
helping.
believe we're running short on wine. I should go to the cellar, bring another bottle.
Let me go. Wanna help, Regis? Know your wine a lot better than I know mine.
We shall return forthwith.
That was excellent.
An
Just how
exceptional
everything got
conversation,
tense.
Vampires, a Witcher,
And the Duchess of Toussaint? My.
Highly exceptional, Regis. Wanted to talk to you in private. You crazy bringing Detlef here?
Geralt, allow me to explain.
No, let me explain. He's dangerous, and you were gonna watch him.
But that is precisely what I'm doing. Detlef believes you'll succeed in your task, and he'll not need to kill anymore.
That is, not until he gets his hands on the men who kidnapped his Renner.
What was I gonna say? Damn it! I had something I was gonna say, and I got so pulled into. I got so completely pulled into the conversation there. Ooh, somebody's offering my band a show. Hold on. Irish Wolf is looking for bands for a show on Saturday, June 23rd. I know it's close, but I'm shooting for hardcore bands first. Might have another gig already. Good God. My band just played our first show on this past Sunday, and we've already been booked to play again on Tuesday. Now we're getting asked to play another show on the 23rd. And believe me, I'm not complaining, because I'll play as many shows as I possibly can, but they're just funny. We weren't even expecting or intending to play until the end of the summer. But hey, um, what the hell was I gonna say? Damn it, I can't remember. Oh well, whatever. Yeah, thanks. It's funny, just for me it's I also like those who've seen my videos probably heard me talk about music and bands and stuff like that and already aware like I also book shows, which is part of why I don't have a real steady schedule when I'm doing my live streams, especially on weekends. Like weekends get completely crazy um, because I book and I run shows. So it's like I've got bands that I'm taking care of that I'm getting shows put together for, and wrestling and comedy. Like I do all that stuff. Um, but it's cool, but because of years of booking all these other bands, as soon as the bands, because I'm friends with I've become friends with so many bands that have come through, and as soon as they know that I have a band that is now ready to play out, like they're returning the favor. And it's awesome, like it's just that whole thing of like that's when you've got real, good friends. That's when you got people who you can trust because you book them, they book you. They reach out for you because you've helped them. Like I love that. Like good people that I associate with. I really always appreciate that. Yeah, I was gonna say something, and it had to do. Let me scroll up a little bit in our conversation, see if it Oh. Yeah, I was gonna say. I think we were talking about this before. How for as long as this game has been around, because Bill was saying 40 years of gaming and it's the best ever, bar none. Because someone had asked me if I think if this is the best game ever made, and like I can't say definitively that this is the best game ever made because I could start playing something else and be like, oh, this is the best game ever made. But that said, all the experiences that I've had in this game really make a big argument for this being the best thing I've ever played. And I mean, mind you, the experience of playing The Last of Us was amazing. The first time, I've played through several other games have been incredible, but I like Dragon Age and all that, like but yeah, I can't really think of anything else that has pulled me in quite like The Witcher, at least The Witcher 3, with the story and the playability. I really can't think of anything else that's at the same level. It would take so much thought. I mean, there may be other games that may be like super amazing to play as well, but they're just different types of games. Like there's strategy games and all this other stuff, but honestly, this is amazing. This is and again, like you guys have said, it's an experience. It's not just a game, you know. All right, so let's move on with the story here.
Oriana, she really your friend? Can she be trusted?
I met her years ago, before I met you, and before she settled in Beauclair. We'd not seen one another in... I can't begin to tell you in how long. But I shall tell you all about her some other day.
And I like how Regis's eyes always look kind of bloodshot. So he doesn't quite look completely normal. Like, he passes for human, of course. But, like, those eyes, they're still creepy, so it's like, he still looks not right. Paraphernalian said, met Nolan North at the Canadian Grand Prix. Great guy. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, Nolan North, man, that dude's in frickin' everything.
Guessing it's no accident you two stopped by.
It would be quite some coincidence indeed. No, a dutiful little bird told us.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of Nolan North, like, there you go. That's another part of art, is people doing all the voice acting. That's not easy either. Even if you're just using your own regular voice, it's not easy to recite lines and, not sound flat. And if you want an example of crappy voice acting, look at the early Resident Evil game. Like for PlayStation, the original PlayStation. Like look at the early games with voice actors who, a lot of them were people who worked in those studios. They weren't professional voice actors. They weren't getting any real actors and actresses to be a part of it. So it would be, like they'd be reading this like, seriously, just a coincidence. You stopping by? Like it would sound like that. Like how bad are you reciting these lines? But now you have these people that this is their job. They do this professionally. It's the way that they're reciting these lines that they're giving, and that they're giving it so much character and emotion, and it feels natural.
Now listen close. Managed to learn where the blackmailers are. They're based at Duntine Castle.
That's splendid news. If they are there, Renna must be there as well.
Duchess expects we'll find her long-lost sister there, too. Thing is, she might be involved. Could be behind the blackmailing.
Do you mean to say your task now is to extract 2 women from the castle?
Mean to say we can't breathe a word of this to Dettlaff, who wants revenge above all else.
Geralt, you must trust me. I've got away with...
No, Regis. Can't risk it. Gotta keep Dettlaff here while I go to Duntine.
Alone?
Alone. That way I can make sure neither woman will come to any harm.
I hope you know what you're doing. Fine. I shall see to Dettlaff. Good luck, my friend.
Yeah, Regis is a cool freaking character, man.
Splendidly done.
Which one was David?
I'm grateful.
From The Last of Us, was that the brother?
You're back. It took you long enough.
Contrary to what common folk believe, choosing a wine is not nearly as easy as it might seem. Especially a wine to be served to 2 exquisite ladies.
Regis, gallant as ever. I regret all the more that I shan't finish the second bottle with you. Duty calls.
Your Grace, always a pleasure.
I thank you for your help. It's been invaluable. Geralt, will you see me out?
His coat is awesome looking. Dettlaff's, like that coat's killer.
You have exceptional friends. This Dettlaff, an intriguing man to say the least.
Oh, right. Yeah, that character was great. I haven't played The Last of Us in a long time. Because I only had the PS3 version of it. So that's the last time I played that was when I had PS3. I mean, I still have it, but it's downstairs. But yeah, he was a really well-written character. Completely screwed up.
Don't know him too well. He say much about himself?
Not much, but I've a good sense of the true nature of those I meet. I'd not survive a week at court otherwise.
So what's his?
Sensitive. Sad. He carries within him the weight of a terrible tragedy. He is a good man, but lost, which is why he comes across as grim.
Oh, if you only knew the half of this guy. Paraphernalia saying Nolan North did David live for us all. It's amazing. Oh, that's cool. And I like that when when you have someone who's willing to, do the voice, do the character, because you know how many. Let's face it, we're all nerds. We're all game geeks. But like, how many gaming nerds probably get on their ass to like, oh, do the voice of so and so, or like let me hear you do Drake from Uncharted, and like recite this line or that line. I mean, it can get tiring, I'm sure, but they're not like the biggest celebrities in the world. However, within the gaming world, like I'm sure they hear it quite a bit. So it's fun when you have someone who's totally cool like that.
Didn't expect the evening to end like this.
Neither did I.
Yeah, and he seems like a good dude.
But I have not drawn you out for a romantic stroll. I wish to make certain you know what you are to do.
Mm-hmm. Gotta go to Duntine.
I've decided my guardsmen will support you. You will meet them at Count Delacroix' mill. It stands along the Saône Retour River, near the Cockatrice Inn. Captain de la Tour and his men will await you there at midnight. You shall storm the castle together.
All right, then. All right, so I think I'm going to go for about another, like, 15 minutes or so. And then at on or about 8 o'clock, I'm going to end this stream because then I got to start getting ready for work. Got to shower, got to eat, got to do all that stuff. But, you know, we'll finish whatever it is that we're doing around that time. Julie P saying, whoa, that scared the piss out of me. I had my head turned and I'm looking at the at my laptop to read what's being said, and then the loud ass, you know, experience level thing just popped in my ear and made me jump. Julie P saying, listening to the words in the game, I feel it makes you feel as if you're reading a book. That's how well it's put together. Yeah, totally agree with that. And especially something else, like, so we're talking about, and Perfect, I totally agree with the texture of the costumes. Like, I love how it makes it look, you know, it makes it look like real cloth and whatnot. So, even though you'll walk through these towns, and I gotta change my outfit, but you'll walk through these towns and, you know, how often you'll hear kind of the same things repeated over and over again, you know, like people will say the same kind of stuff. But, be that as it may, oh, I'm putting this on, by the way. Bing! But, you know, be that as it may, it's still awesome to hear, like, all these voices and conversations going on, little comments and little remarks being made all over the place. And it makes everything feel alive. You know, it makes Superior Griffin armor. Okay, that's right. I forgot I made that. 235. All right. But it makes all the towns that you're walking through feel like they're real. It makes everything feel like it's more than just you happen to be in a town and yeah, people happen to be babbling. It's not like that. You feel like you're walking through, like, yeah, like a real living, breathing town, you know? Let me do a little repair on my sword real quick. And perhaps do the same to any armor. Ba-boom. Okay. Paraphernalia. Yeah, that's my first playthrough. So, I mean, I've done the entire game. I did the other DLC, and now I'm doing this one. But yeah, this is the first time I've played through this game altogether. And as we were just saying, like, talking about detail, just look how awesome the metal looks, the metalwork, just on the crossbow alone. This is so good. Alright, I'm gonna hit a fast travel thing soon, right?
Enough to feed the tonks.
Yeah, like Julie was saying, like years down the line, we'll still feel the same way about this game. You know, that's definitely very telling as to how good a game is. All right, there we go.
Oh, fuck.
That guy, oh, fuck. All right, let's jump over to where we're headed here. Oh. Not really a good spot to jump to except for home. That's fine. Let's go here. What really blows my mind, okay, is as you're watching, you know, you're looking at the graphics and you're looking at everything in this game, and they're about to, like, release the next generation of games very soon. What kind of weight am I looking at? Oh, good. You know, and, like, already, like, let's just say that they've made an engine to take Fallout 76 to be 16 times more, like, you know, capable of rendering better scenery and all that stuff. And that's for a game to be on the same generation of consoles and, you know, and everything. But when you get to the next generation, just imagine, because, like, yeah, everything looks great, but when you really look at it, like, yeah, all the leaves, you can tell, like, you know, yeah, it's all pre-rendered and everything moves kind of, you know, static together. But then you just imagine the same scene here in the next generation and how much more detail they can handle. And it's mind-blowing. Oh. Nearing a turning point in the story. After this, you would no longer be able to finish certain side quests. Save your game before continuing. Okay. Won't be able to do certain side quests. Like, what the hell can I do? Well, I'll tell you what, guys. I don't want to jump into the end of this yet, because there's, as you can see, I have a whole bunch of stuff to do. And I want to do all of that. And I don't want to miss out on the opportunity, so I'm turning the hell around. Oh, wait. No. I don't want to go that way. There we go. Let's go home. Let's go talk to Basil Fawlty. Whoop.
Me oh my! A witch fella!
Dump it out your rampant fart to finish.
I work from dawn to dusk's last light. Then give my wife a good long.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not gonna miss. I don't want to miss these side quests. I'm just. I'll do all them, and then we'll go to the final. And it's almost 8 o'clock anyway, so I can, rather than jump right into the end of the game. Hello, Basil. Oh, hello. Can we talk to Marlene?
I do not know how I will ever repay you, Witcher.
Don't expect to be paid. Hope you're feeling better, that's all.
Oh, yes, I feel my strength returning thanks chiefly to Barnabas Basil's care.
Horrible ordeal you endured. Glad I cut it short.
Yes, years of suffering. Do you know what was worse than the hunger? Watching my loved ones, my children grow old and die. All my family is long gone now. The last of my kin perished decades past.
You guys are up late in the UK.
Nowhere to go.
Oh, you can stay here, Marlena.
This is a big house, big estate. You can stay here.
Truly? I could never infringe so on your hospitality. Yet...
Yeah?
After all I've suffered, the years of starvation, I've but one dream. At last to prepare food that fortifies, nourishes, to delight in the tastes and smells of spices, to sit at one table with others and eat.
Don't see a problem if that's your dream. You could help Barnabas Basil in the kitchen. Eating his meals. You know he's not a culinary virtuoso.
Nothing could make me happier. Thank you.
No, thank you. House could use a woman's touch.
I've one other thing I'd like to tell you. Many years ago, my father assembled valuables.
God damn, that was loud.
I never went, so they remained unclaimed. These baubles are no use to me now, but to you, well, perhaps let them be a token of my gratitude. If you wish to find them, you must go to my old home, to Trastamara. The dowry lies hidden in a barrel in the cellar. There are several barrels. You must give each a knock until you find the right one.
Do just that. Thanks.
Yeah, Perfidelian's saying that I should play through the game again to get all the different endings. I'm sure I will at some point. I mean, I'm not gonna do it on a live stream, of course, because like, as we can see, this is already 66 episodes deep. But definitely on my own time, I think I most likely will, just to play the main story and kind of ignore the side quests. But I was just having a thought. So, I've mentioned this kind of stuff before, but since we were talking about, future, like upcoming platforms, and how we're getting to, the Crones of Crookback Bog are freaking awesome. But since we're getting, we're going to be coming up on new consoles, new generation platforms in the very near future, I hope that they'll be able to do with games what I've brought up a bunch of times, and that's like, when you have games like this where you have a homestead, and obviously this homestead was only for this particular Blood and Wine DLC, but when you've got other games like, if you're playing stuff like Elder Scrolls, or if you're playing something like this, like The Witcher 4, or Dragon Age or whatever, I would love to see it so that they're able to handle you meeting all these different NPCs and bringing them into a homestead or a town or whatever that you can build or upgrade or update. Kind of like even if we just took this for instance, like we had Kaer Morhen, but now we have this home. But here, like, we couldn't do this in Kaer Morhen, but here you're able to sink money into updating it and upgrading it and getting new rooms built and all this stuff. I would love to be able to do that on a much grander scale and have all of these really interesting NPCs that we encounter throughout the game, and have the ability to hire them or bring them into our homesteads, so that these really cool characters aren't just people that we kind of one and done on side missions, for example. It would be really, really, really cool, because like, just think of like, okay, you guys love The Witcher, and you've played through it, and just think of all the interesting people that we've encountered throughout the game. And even if all the NPCs do is they just kind of hang around the homestead because, say, you hired someone to be part of like, your you hire someone to be like your groundskeeper or head of security or a head cook because you met someone who worked in a tavern that was mistreated, and you kind of pulled them out of there and you gave them the opportunity to like her, like Marlena, for example. You saved her, and like, well, now she'll be our head cook. Just to encounter them, even if just to see them, be like, oh man, there's so and so, and there's that guy, and there's that girl. Like, it would be so badass, Yeah, like Julie said, you got to know these characters, And yes, a trophy room for all the monster heads. 100%. You get all these trophies, and I am not doing anything with them. I'm carrying one on my horse. It would be awesome, yeah, if you could just have a trophy room where you could put them all up there. That'd be killer. Killer! So cool.
I'd never expect someone with your past to feel drawn to the kitchen.
Do you fear I will cook in your home as I brewed as a white?
Counting on you having slightly better taste as a human.
Of that, you can be sure. I loved cooking, even as a child. My gran was a true master in the kitchen. Her spit-roasted oaks was famed throughout the land.
Thought you were a lady, owned an estate.
Do you mean to say a woman of my rank should have had a cook? You're right, of course. And I had the best
Oh
of
my
cooks.
God, yeah.
I devised the dishes myself.
Bill just said, like, that
They
Puss Peepers
only
chick
prepared
and Yen. Oh my God. No joke. You know, like, and that's the thing, like, we're never gonna see them again. I mean, I'm sure I could if I went back to the estate or whatever, but, like, we're not going to see any of those characters again from that DLC. Like, I don't remember what her name was, but yeah, the one that was saying, was calling us Puss Peepers. How funny would be if we had, like, her and, like, maybe one of their other people, like, if we had them hooked up in, like, one of our little outbuildings, like one of our smaller, houses, like we had them on as our private army. Like I had said, like before I did this DLC when we were in Kaer Morhen, I had brought this up before, and yeah, I'm gonna do that, by the way, Perfinelli. Like on my own time, I'm gonna hunt down all those Grandmaster armor sets. But do you know which is better, or Bill? Do you know which is better, the Manticore one or the Ursine armor? Because I heard the bear armor was better, but the Manticore armor I've never seen, so I'm kind of hype on that. But at any rate, something that I had brought up, and I'll say it again, like like I said, like say we had a place like Kaer Morhen, right? Now as a Witcher, we're constantly off doing adventures, and we're doing side missions, and we're getting all these little quests, right? So what if these people, like, since I don't know what her name was, but the Puss Peepers chick, what if we had her, like people like her and like those types, or Roach, or Vernon Roach, who was the head of that other. I can't remember what the name of their group was, but those other people that were like, him and the girl that was, that was buddies, with him. Like, what if we had them, and while we go out and do our adventures, there's also these other types of side quests and whatnot that are specifically intended for use of your NPCs that you gather. So let's say that we have some kind of a mission that requires someone with really good spy skills, or rogue skills, so to speak. And like you would say, well, while we're not necessarily going to be able to do it, but we do have Vernon Roach in our stable of characters that we've brought into our town or our homestead, that we could send Vernon Roach and one of his associates to go and complete this mission. And it would be similar to like the old Assassin's Creed missions, where you can send your assassins out on missions, but you could do that with these characters as well. But of course, it would be someone like Vernon Roach has certain skills that he's really good with, but then you would have someone else, that's maybe just a really good hard-headed warrior, and maybe you could send them to like go deal with a bandit camp or whatever. But it would give you more purpose to collect these NPCs and keep them on hand, because you can have them out to do stuff. And it would also make sense for you to be collecting all of these weapons and armor and craft armor. What if you got your own blacksmith and your own armorer, and you had them crafting the different suits of armor and whatnot, so you can outfit the people that you've brought into your homestead to be better equipped to go and complete their mission. So, like, say you're going to send someone out and they have like a certain percentage of success, but then if they have the right gear, if they like that'll raise the percentage of success, and the more you send them, the more you can rank them up and whatnot. This has been done to a degree in other games, but I would love to put all of that into a game like this. Just add all of that. Just even have that much more, you know? Ah. Yeah, it would be its own story, you know. Just meeting people. Bill saying I use wolf armor, but I haven't seen Manticore, so I don't know. Triss Marigold, yeah, I'd love to have her. Yeah, I love the Viper armor. The Viper armor's killer. I can't get a Grandmaster version of it, so that's a bummer. Armor die. Yeah, I have the armor die, but I really like black. Like my favorite, like I like black. My favorite color is green, so I haven't really like seen anything that looks quite right for me yet. I don't know. At some point, and the other thing, it's like I want to wait till I have the Grandmaster armor before I start like playing around with the armor dies.
You sure you don't feel lonely out here?
I cannot say yet. Too little time has passed since you freed me of my thrall, but somehow, for now at least, I do not feel drawn to the
And I appreciate you guys indulging me on babbling out my ideas.
Yes, but ever at night, when all were asleep, I went in search of spoons.
Remember, you can always change your mind. Decide you've lived here long enough, just say the word.
I'd never wish to seem ungrateful.
And I'd never want you to stay against your will.
All right.
See you later.
Take care, Witcher. And remember, you always have warm food awaiting your return.
Yeah, like, you know, that's another thing. Like, I have never really dove into the mutagens and whatnot. Like, I haven't really played around with that much. I do that a lot with games like this. There's always aspects that it's like, yeah, if you really dive in, like you can get the most out of it. And it's like, I don't really. So did I just send her away? Did she leave? Or is she just... Oh, no, she's in here. Okay. I was going to say, I hope I didn't just tell her to go away. Alright, Basil.
Renovations coming along all right?
I am delighted to inform you we have completed our labors. You can now devote yourself to enjoying the vineyard's delights to the fullest. You must forgive me my temerity, sir, but I thought, with all the work on Corfo Bianco completed, and with the estate looking more beautiful than ever, it might be appropriate to commemorate the moment.
Yeah, we'll celebrate.
Sure, why not?
During the tidying that preceded the renovations, I came across a bottle of Sapramento, the 1250 vintage. I cannot say by what miracle it survived, but it is here, and we've cause to open it today.
Alright, they're getting drunk again.
And then he ran straight into the crowd, burning bouquet in hand. All thought it a part of the performance, so they only laughed, even when the decor began to catch fire. It was not until the flames engulfed Baron Mahevkin's beard that folk began to realize something was amiss and went to put out the fires.
Sounds like Monsieur Bolius and Madame Nina threw some first-rate balls here.
It was so. In this regard, Baron Rossel was decidedly more reserved.
So tell me, Barnabas Basil, what's the wine situation like here? Am I going to produce any this year?
This year is out, I fear, sir. Last autumn, a fungus destroyed all the vines. Baron Rossel had new ones planted, but it will be some time before they start bearing fruit. Assuming that is, the fungus does not reappear.
That'd be bad. This Sapramento got me dreaming. It's amazing.
Isn't it, though? Allow me to top you off, sir. There.
Thanks.
Right on, Bill. Paraphernalian puss peepers. I wanted to slap that woman. Yeah, she pissed me off too. But I like characters like that. That's why in Dragon Age Origins, Origins? The hell? No, Dragon Age, God damn it. The latest Dragon Age game. But when I played that, like, Sarah was my favorite character. Oh, he's passed out. But Sarah was was hands down my favorite character because she's, in my opinion, she's pretty punk rock. So I thought she was awesome because she was that's pretty much a sarcastic asshole all the time. So I thought that was pretty great. All right, I am going to put some stuff in my little stash box here. Such as my Viper sword. And both of these crossbows are now not as good as what I had. Superior Griffin armor, I'm still working on that, but I don't have the money. I'm going to put that outfit. There's the tourney boots. What else do I have here? Anything that I can... What is that? Slizzard trophy, yeah. Any quest items that I don't need here? I don't think so. Alright. Now look at this. Place trophy. I don't have any trophies. Unfortunately. Yep, I'm going to be ending this in a minute anyway, Julie, so thank you for joining. Always good to see people popping in. And I'm sure we'll see you again very soon. Armor stand. Very cool. Alright, we need the pants and the gloves. Otherwise, it's just looking silly. And I need to get several more. Oh, I still got room for swords and stuff. Nah, it's not special enough. When the Witcher first came out, you never needed diagrams. Oh, really? That was something they added later on. Your gear was in the box. Oh, huh. Well, I definitely like the idea of having to get the diagrams and then needing to, find, first of all, finding them. Like a cat. You're on my estate now, cat. But I like having to collect everything, collect the diagrams, find the right, like when you've got the really, like the master crafted stuff, like you have to have a master armor or a master blacksmith to be able to make any of it. I like little things like that just to make the games that much, more full. They only added it 18 months ago, really. What else would I have put here? I only have that statue. Yeah, and again, like, not only are you earning your gear, but, you're getting a adventure out of it, Listen, cat. I've had it with you and your shit, alright? Alright, so that's it. I actually went 15 minutes longer than I intended, but, you know, we were all jibber-jabbering with each other, so that's always cool. But I am going to end the stream here. And I'll be on probably sometime tomorrow. It was easy the old way open box that was there. Yeah, this is better. I like this a lot better. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, I love when we have a busy chat and everybody's interacting and talking. Even when it's just like, hey, the screen is me not moving, but it's because we're having a chat. That, you know, so it makes the game more enjoyable for me, because it's like hanging out with friends and just, you know, gaming. So, yeah, man, I appreciate you guys appreciating what I'm doing. So, but yeah, that's it for now. So, those of you that are watching at whatever point, if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe, hit that notification button, and do all the YouTube stuff. And until the next one, which I think will probably be sometime tomorrow, just don't know exactly when. But until then, as always, peace!